It feels weird to be sat down recording a video. Let's go this way. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. I hope you're all doing well, and welcome back to my September wrap up. I am so excited to be back with September wrap up vlog style edition. I love doing these videos, but obviously, like I said the previous month, it's difficult to balance vlog style wrap ups with weekly vlogs. So I'm going back to 1 month weekly vlogs, 1 month vlog style wrap ups, and this month is a vlog style wrap up. So hi, it is currently the 8th of September, and if you don't know and you haven't been following my channel for the last month or so, I've been in a very, very weird reading mood, aka I hadn't picked up a book in 3 weeks. Yes, I did go to Bath for a week with my boyfriend. If you haven't seen those vlogs, I'll link it up above and down below. We had such a brilliant time, and obviously that meant I didn't read for a week, which is absolutely fine because it was during my reading slump, and it was so nice to just forget about reading for a while, spend 100% of my attention on Mark and spending quality time with him in Bath. So I wasn't going to read then anyway, so it just kind of fitted well that I was also in a slump. But when I got back from Bath early September, we got back on like the 3rd of September, I was like, right, I am going to read. I need to get back into my reading game because I need to get back into my reading mojo, ready for Conquering October, which is my magical hobathon and like readathon. Like, I was gonna say announcement video. No, it's actually happening in October. If you don't know what I'm on about, I'll leave the announcement video up above and down below for you guys, because it's a very, very exciting What to See World themed readathon that I am hosting in October. There's still time to take part when you're watching this, so yeah, make sure you check out that video if you're interested. But I was like, I need to conquer this reading slump so I can smash October, because I have 13 books on my TBR. So I'm like, I need to get back into my reading mode. I need to get back into enjoying reading so I can just feel at ease in October to read that much. And I've done it. Are you guys proud of me? So I started reading A For Aunties. This is the first book I picked up. This is also my book club pick for September. If you didn't know, I host a book club called Books and Me, where we read contemporary and romance, fiction and non-fiction picks. And I have a co-host every month. So this month our choice was A For Aunties. And I was like, I just need a quick book that can kind of help me get out of this slump. But if it takes me a week or so to read it, that's fine. I just want to get out of my slump. And I finished this in about 4 days, I want to say. I started it on the 3rd. When we got back, I read about 40 pages the first day, and I was so proud of myself. I was like, oh my god, I haven't read 40 pages in about 3 weeks. So I felt so accomplished that day, and you know what, that motivated me so much to just carry on reading. So the next day I read about 50 pages, and then the next day I read like 100, and then the next day I finished it by reading 172 pages in 1 day. So I finished this on the 7th of September. No, that's the day. This video is chaotic already. I finished this on the 6th of September, so 2 days ago now, and I enjoyed it, but I was expecting this book to be like a really high rated, like 4.5 to 5-star book, and unfortunately it didn't do it for me. And I don't know whether that's because I was getting out of a slump, so therefore it kind of hindered my reading experience, kind of with it being so jolted and just kind of trying to push myself through this book. And I did enjoy it, but it's just kind of like, I don't know whether that reading slump kind of hindered it ever so slightly. But I was just expecting to like laugh out loud with this book because so many people enjoyed it. And it does say, impossible to put down, whip smart, original and so funny, by Beth O'Leary. And obviously I really enjoy Beth O'Leary, and it's just like, I was just expecting, had me laughing aloud within the first 5 pages, and I'm just like, I found some bits funny, yeah, but also like it got really far-fetched at some points, and I just kind of, it took me out of the story being like, this is not going to happen. So if you don't know what this book is about, it basically follows our main character. I've forgotten her name, but that doesn't matter. It basically follows our main character who gets set up on a blind date by her mum and her aunties, and then unfortunately she ends up killing that blind date, so she enlists her mum and her aunties to help her kind of cover the dead body and kind of get rid of it because she doesn't want to go to the police. And it, like, the concept was so intriguing to me, and I was like, oh my god, this book is going to be absolutely brilliant. And I just didn't feel that way. I did enjoy it. I gave it a 3.5 stars in the end. Like, it was good. I'm glad I read it. I'm glad it got me out of my slump, but it just wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be. And I think that also kind of hindered the rating as well, because I had such high expectations for this book, and it just kind of like, with the not being as funny as I thought it was going to be, me getting out of a slump, there was kind of multiple elements during this reading experience that kind of hindered it for me ever so slightly. So enjoyed this book, but not kind of amazing like I was kind of hoping for it. But I'm going to talk obviously about all my thoughts and feelings in my live show for this book later on. Would you have seen this? I don't know if you would have seen this video before the live show or the live show comes before, but either way I will link the live show somewhere, whether you want to set an alarm or whether it's already been live. I don't know. I'm filming this early in September, so who knows what a month's going to bring. So I have finished one book in September. I'm very, very proud of myself because August was not a good reading month for me. So we're on to a roll. And then the next book I started, I got you guys to pick on Instagram whether I was to start a beach cafe, because in England, we're experiencing this like mini heat wave. It was 30 degrees yesterday and it's 25 today. And I was like, this is a perfect time to pick this up because we're having like a late mini summer. But I was also really excited to read the other book that I got you to pick between, and that was The Dating Dare by JC Lee, which is a second book in the Sweet Mess kind of companion series that JC Lee is currently writing. The Dating Dare came out about a month or so ago now, and I loved that book. It's such a good romance. I didn't realise when I read it that there was going to be a companion book, and there is, and I was so excited to get to it. I managed to get it onto my September TBR. So I was like, whether do you guys want me to read The Beach Cafe or do you want me to read The Dating Dare? And The Dating Dare just slightly won, ever so slightly. It was like 52 to 48. So I will be reading The Beach Cafe because it is on my TBR this month, but I was just reading The Dating Dare beforehand. And I'm about 120-ish pages into this. I'm really enjoying it. Not as much as A Sweet Mess, and I do feel like JC Lee has taken the structure of A Sweet Mess and just changed it ever so slightly to mold into her new book. Like the way the romance starts is very similar, and it kind of gave me too many similarities to kind of forget about that, if that makes sense. Like they were very similar in the way they started. They are basically, the first book follows Audrey and Landon, and then the second book follows Audrey's best friend and Landon's brother. So they kind of interlink in that way. You don't need to read them together, you can read them separately, but I just was like really enjoyed The Sweet Mess, so I wanted to read the other book that was coming out, and I am enjoying it, and I'm honestly only 120-ish pages in. It's about 320-ish page book, so I still have about 200 pages left to read. I'm hoping to get a big chunk of it done tonight because I tried to read yesterday and I was just feeling so tired. I went to bed at 9 p.m. Like I fell asleep at 9 p.m. Not even just getting into bed. I fell asleep at 9 p.m. I just don't know whether the bath like really took it out of me, and I'm still trying to kind of recover from that because we had very many late nights. So yeah, anyway, I didn't read as much as I wanted to yesterday, but I want to read a lot today. Hopefully some in the sun, because it is, as you can probably tell, because I'm very overexposed, that it's a very nice day outside. So that is the plan for current reading plans. I just want to go through the rest of my TBR for the month. We also have on my TBR Ace of Spades, which I'm really excited to get to. This might be the next book I pick up, although the sun is really making me want to pick up Beach Cafe. I also have The Lock-In by Phoebe Luckhurst as well on my TBR, and that is my TBR because I didn't want to like overstretch myself when I was creating my TBR in September. So I was like, right, I'll put 5 books on there, and because I didn't do Pin a Tail on a Donkey, I didn't get any like extra prompts, if that makes sense. So 5 was going to be the max. So those are the 5 books I do have on. Obviously I've already read A For Aunties. I'm in the middle of The Dating Dare. I have Ace of Spades, Beach Cafe, and The Lock-In by Phoebe Luckhurst to read, which I think is going to be doable. And I know this intro is very long already. It's 8 minutes as I'm recording this. But I would love to also get to Malibu Rising this month because I brought it in Bath from an independent bookseller, and it's a signed first edition, and it's all like wrapped up in plastic, and it was a lot of money, but I think it's worth it. And this book is also set across 24 hours, so I would love to film my 3rd like video of that series. I haven't done one in so long because life just kind of got back to normal for us in the UK, so I just haven't had time to like set aside 24 hours to read a book. I'm hoping to get to this month, so this is also kind of not on my TBR because I'm such in a reading mood now because I'm officially out of my slump. Hell yeah! I really want to get to this month as well, just so I can get that video done. That'd be so exciting. And then the other book I would love to get to, I'm not gonna be able to get it out, am I? This is going to be ambitious, but I would love to actually get to Docile because I'm just in the mood for something completely different, completely out there. And obviously I don't tend to read a lot of dystopian. I do love dystopian, like one of my favourite series is Scythe, so I do love a bit of dystopian here and there. I just haven't picked one up in forever, and this book sounds so intriguing. So those are like kind of like 2 extra books I would love to get to this month, but obviously follow me along and see what kind of happens because I will be vlogging my entire month of reading for you guys. But yeah, let's get on with reading, I guess, and stop rambling because this video is 10 minutes long already. It's the same day. I just got a knock on the door. It's an Amazon parcel. There's a pre-order coming, but it wasn't meant to come until the end of the month. So this is either a gift or the pre-order. But I thought as well as wrapping up books in my monthly wrap-ups, I should also like do book hauls if I get any books throughout the month, or gifts or pre-orders or anything. I think that'd be fun as well. So let's open this together so you don't see my address. Great. What the fuck? Oh my god, who got this for me? What the hell? I'm like crying. There was no note. There must be a note. Oh, there's a note. Oh, thank God for that. Oh my god, Leandra, what the hell? Hi Rachel, I just wanted to give you something because you made such an amazing hopper for us and I can't wait until October. Let the magic begin. Oh my god, like, what the fuck? Oh my god. I'm literally speechless. Holy moly. Leandra, I love you to pieces. Like, you literally made me cry. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. Oh my god, I can't. Oh my god. What the hell? I'm gonna go. It is the next day, so the 9th of September, Thursday the 9th of September, and I just finished The Dating Dare by JC Lee, and I've just put it on to Goodreads and I've given it a 3 stars. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it as much as Sweet Mess, which I gave a 4 stars, and I think it's because it was too similar to A Sweet Mess in the way that it was structurally written. It started off in the same way, it kind of ended in the same way, the romance was very similar, maybe because the characters were so similar. Obviously in the first one you follow Aubrey and Landon, who are brand new characters, and you meet the 2 characters in The Dating Dare because it's Aubrey's best friend and Landon's brother. So you have, what are their names? You have Seth and Tara. literally just finished the book like 5 seconds ago. So those are the 2 main characters you follow in this one, Audrey's best friend and Landon's baby brother. And maybe because they had such a kind of major role in the first one, you kind of already knew them. And the romance was cute, but I don't think it was as steamy. There weren't as many like sex scenes, smutty scenes in it as the first one, which I really enjoyed how JC Lee wrote the first one. She did really, really well in like the sexual tension, which I don't think was as vibrant in this book either. So I enjoyed it. It was a cute romance. It was very cliche. It felt very samey to the first one. If you read either of them, I kind of recommend The Sweet Mess more. I think I just preferred the structure of The Sweet Mess because it was new to me. Whereas The Dating Dare, I haven't even told you what it's about. The Dating Dare basically follows Tara and Seth when neither of them want to fall in love because they've had really bad experiences in the past of falling in love, and in high school and stuff they've been treated kind of badly in the past. So both of them are like, I don't want to fall in love. Seth is leaving for Paris, traveling across the globe in like a month to start a new career path. So they make up this deal for a month to go on 4 dates called The Dating Dare. He dares her to not fall in love with her and for him to take her on 4 dates. And she agrees to this because she's written love off. She doesn't want to fall in love. And by the end, spoiler, he falls in love and they fall in love and they kind of have a sticky situation, and then you know how romance books go. So that's kind of the main premise of The Dating Dare, whereas A Sweet Mess, it kind of follows Aubrey, who's really focused on her own career, and Landon is a food critic and comes in her bakery that she owns called The Comfort Zone on an off chance and really badly reviews her bakery, and then he has to try and win her back because he's basically put her like restaurant in jeopardy. And I just loved that twist a little bit more than I did with like I dare you to go on 4 dates with me and not fall in love. Like, it was a little bit more cliche. So I enjoyed it. It was a fun time, but like I much prefer The Sweet Mess. So those are my thoughts on The Dating Dare. Now I'm on Chloe's sprints tonight to celebrate her reaching 2K. I'm so proud of her. She absolutely smashes this YouTube game, and I'm so proud of her for getting to 2K. So me and a few others, I think it's Emily from Emily Kathleen Reads and Rhiannon from The Welsh Reader, and myself and obviously Chloe are on her channel tonight reading and chatting and stuff. So that'll be really nice. But whether we get much reading in, I don't know. But obviously I need to pick my next book. I think it might be The Beach Cafe by Lucy Diamond, because I am aware that the weather is now not as nice as it was yesterday. British weather is just up and down all over the place. But I do want to get that book out of the way because I would rather read it closer to the sunny weather than leave it till the end of September when it could be like raining and all sorts, and the other books kind of fit that a little bit more. So I'm going to go for the Beach Cafe next. This one. And I'll probably read it before going on the live show. But yeah, that's the next plan. I'll update you when I have an update. Yay. It's now Monday the 13th of September, and over the weekend a very, very exciting pre-order arrived. We're Not Broken by George N. Johnson rocked up at my doorstep. I pre-ordered this way back at the beginning of the year. So excited to have it in my hands. This is the second book by George N. Johnson. If you didn't know, they wrote All Boys Aren't Blue last year. I read it twice. I fell in love with it. One of my favourite books of all time, my favourite book of 2020. So when they announced that they were releasing a new book, We're Not Broken, I had to pre-order it. And the pre-order finally came. I'm going to sit down because there was a little bit of a fiasco with the pre-order. I pre-ordered it and it arrived on Friday empty. The Amazon box was empty. There was nothing inside it. No receipt, no nothing. So I was like, what the hell is this? Because I didn't realise my pre-order was rocking up on Friday, as Amazon had emailed me saying it was arriving on the 29th of September, which is obviously still weeks away. So I was like, what is this? And then my boyfriend messaged me a couple of hours later being like, oh, I see your book's arrived, because I pre-ordered We Are Not Broken on his account when we were sharing an account. We now have separate accounts. And I was like, wait, that was meant to be We Are Not Broken? It came empty. I will complain to Amazon. So I messaged them, explained the situation, and they were very nice, and they sent out a free replacement for next day delivery. So it arrived on Saturday. And this one wasn't invisible. This one did arrive, and it's stunning. I'm going to show you the naked hardback because it's so pretty. Look at it. It's pink. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. I'm so excited. So yeah. Oh. So if you didn't know, the book club, Books and Me, this is our October pick, and the co-host will be Jonathan from Be Black and Loved, and I cannot wait to read it. This will be fitting my prompt, one of my prompts for my readathon, so I will be reading it in October, and I cannot wait. I just want to read it now, but I've got to save it. I've got to save it for another few weeks and then I can read it, and I can't wait. So yeah, very excited. And I should be coming in with another update very soon because I'm into the last 100 pages of The Beach Cafe by Lucy Diamond. So once I finish that, I'll come back in and tell you my thoughts and feelings about that one. But yeah, just wanted to say another book's arrived and I'm very excited for it. Hi guys, I'm coming in because I have finished The Beach Cafe by Lucy Diamond. I gave it a 4.5 stars. If you saw my tweet, probably at the beginning of the month, because you're seeing this at the end of the month, I said, I love it when you think you're not going to love a book, but then you end up loving it. And I was talking about this book. I, for some reason, didn't expect much from this book, even though the other book I've read by Lucy Diamond also got a 4.5 stars. So I don't know why I just wasn't kind of interested in this one. I don't know. I guess it kind of like jumped off my radar, and then it was just on my bookcase and it was a summary book, so I was like, I might as well pick it up, but I didn't have like the inclination to pick it up. But I'm so glad I did because I loved it. I'm very tricky with 5 stars. I barely ever give them out. If you've been following my channel for a while, you will know that. So this got a 4.5 stars, but I still absolutely loved it. It was so good. If you didn't know, it basically follows our main character Evie, who has always been kind of like the unsuccessful one of the family. Her 2 older sisters have always shadowed her and overshadowed her and have been really successful. They both have families, and Evie isn't in the same position as them, and she always gets looked upon and looked down on as being not successful and not kind of making a name for herself in her life, even though she's in a long-term relationship and stuff like this. And then unfortunately her Auntie Jo dies, and all of a sudden Auntie Jo has left Evie the cafe that she used to run in Cornwall, and kind of stuff starts to happen, and Evie realises that she wants to make a go at running this cafe and trying to make a name for herself. And there's lots of things in this story that isn't just about the cafe, and that's what I love about Lucy Diamond's work. When I was reading this and being like, oh my god, I love this so much, why didn't I expect it? I was thinking back to my time when I read The House of New Beginnings by Lucy Diamond, which I also gave a 4.5 stars. And I realised there was so much more depth in that story as well than I was kind of first anticipating when I also picked up that book. So I can see now why I really enjoy Lucy Diamond's writing. It's so easy to get through, it's so quick to get through, and it's so easy to read. The characters have so much depth, and there's just this whole, every book I've read of hers, the two that I have, there's just this like sense of community, and they're always based in the UK, so I just feel a lot of comfort reading them because they're set in my kind of own country, and I just feel very familiar when I read these books. And Evie was just such a great character, and there was a really cute romance in this book. There's lots of characters that you came across that kind of have really well developed storylines, and you really kind of got to know them. And yes, this is a chunky book, but I think it's worth it in this case because it does allow you to feel really attached to the characters. Instead of like being over really quickly in like 300 pages, you get an extra 160 pages and you really get to know the characters. And in the end, I almost teared up. I just felt so warm and fuzzy inside having finished this book, and I really, really enjoyed it. So if you like contemporary, you like some romance, but you like more of like a coming of age, discovering yourself kind of story, because that is kind of like my go-to, it's what I love most in books, which I think is why I love this book so much, because it does follow Evie after a breakup in a relationship. She gets this cafe out of the blue. All her family don't think that she can do it, and she does it and she succeeds, and it's just about her like coming into herself and really truly finding her passion in life. And I love that kind of trope in books, so this was definitely a hit in my personal opinion, and I highly recommend you check it out if that kind of sounds interesting to you, because I do think Lucy Diamond is very underrated and she has some great character development, she has some great writing techniques, and yeah, I just really, really enjoyed this book. So enough rambling on this. This is my third book of the month done, I think. Yeah, third book of the month done, which is good for me seeing as I've just come out of a reading slump. So next port of call, I have two books, that's four. I have two books left on my TBR. I have Ace of Spades, which I'm so excited to get to, and I also have The Lock-In by Phoebe Luckhurst. I don't know which one I'm going to get to next. I think I might go for this one because I'm feeling a physical read. I just want to keep reading physical books, so I'll most likely will pick up this one, although I am still very, very excited to get to The Lock-In by Phoebe Luckhurst, but I might save that for later on in the month. But yeah, so far so good this month, enjoying every book that I'm reading, which is brilliant. Hi guys, it is now the 16th of September, so we're over halfway through the month, and last time I updated you I was going to start Ace of Spades. That's my progress. I know it's only been about like 3 days, but you can usually read more than 50 pages in 3 days, and I'm literally on the 50-page mark. And it's not that I'm not enjoying it, it's that once I've put it down, I don't have any inclination to pick it back up again. So I was like, right, instead of trying to force myself through this book and possibly get myself into a slump 2 weeks before my readathon starts, I'm going to switch up the book I'm reading. So yesterday evening, I decided to start The Lock-In by Phoebe Luckhurst, which I got 40 pages into. I was on Ashley sprints for a little bit as well to try and motivate me to read, and I am also enjoying that book. So hopefully today I can read one of the two. But I'm currently in the middle of 2 books. I don't love being in the middle of 2 books, but sometimes you just have to kind of switch up what you're reading so you don't get into a slump. However, the reason I feel like today I don't think I'll read that much is because tomorrow is a very special day, and that is because I'm finally going to film and attempt my 3rd round of reading a book in 24 hours that is set in 24 hours. And the corporate for that reading vlog is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I know everyone has been loving and reading at the minute. And when I saw this in Bath, if you didn't know, me and Mark went to Bath back at the end of August, early September. So if you haven't checked out those vlogs, I'll link it up above and down below. We had such a lovely time. But we went into an independent booksellers called Topping and Company, and I saw a signed first edition of this book, and when I realised that it was set across 24 hours, I couldn't not pick it up to finally do my 3rd instalment of reading books that are set in 24 hours across 24 hours. I haven't done one since August last year, so it's been over a year since I've last done one, but obviously last time I did one we were still in lockdown and COVID was still very much prominent in our lives. Since then, the UK has kind of got back to normal, so I've been doing more social things, I've just been doing other things, and obviously I work full time, I see Mark on the weekends, and it's just really hard to dedicate a separate 24 hours to read and not do anything else. So it's hard to kind of get these vlogs into the mix of my life right now, but I am going to attempt to read this in 24 hours tomorrow. This book starts at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. the usual morning lineup. Starting the chores and sweep till the floor's all clean. Yeah, so the first chapter starts at 7 a.m. So I will be starting my 24-hour challenge of this book tomorrow at 7 a.m. going all the way through to the next day at 7 a.m. I have doubts that I'll actually do this in 24 hours, but I'm going to give it my best shot. And if I don't complete it in 24 hours, then I'll finish it across the weekend and obviously continue the vlog for you guys. Hopefully that vlog will already be live on my channel before you see this. So if you want to see how I did, I'll link up above and down below for you guys. But yeah, I'm excited, but it also means like, what's the point in getting my teeth more into either Ace of Spades or the lock-in when tomorrow onwards, and at least hopefully all of tomorrow and then maybe Saturday and Sunday, I'll be dedicating my life to Malibu Rising. So I'm a bit of like a limbo at the minute of what to do, whether to kind of not read today and just focus all my attention on Malibu Rising, or continue reading today, get my teeth into a book, whether that's Ace of Spades or the lock-in, before delving into Malibu Rising. I don't know, I'm undecided, but that is the update I thought I'd come in to let you know that I'm in the middle of 2 books and tomorrow I'm attempting my next 24-hour challenge. Yay! I'm actually really excited to read this book, so fingers crossed that challenge goes well for me. Hi guys, it is now the 21st of September, so only 9 days away from the end of the month, aka 9 days away from my magical hopathon. And I just wanted to come in with an update because it's been a while. Over the weekend, it's Tuesday by the way, so over the weekend on Friday, I did manage to read Malibu Rising in 24 hours for my 24-hour vlog challenge, where I read books set across 24 hours in 24 hours, dictated by the timestamps within the book. So I managed to do that, so proud of myself. So that vlog is already live on my channel if you want to see my full thoughts and my entire journey across that 24 hours and the ups and downs regarding this book. So I won't spoil anything, but I gave it a 3 stars in the end. So with having read that book, I obviously put on hold Ace of Spades and The Lock-In by Phoebe Luckhurst, and I don't feel like reading either of them. I'm only 50 pages into Ace of Spades anyway. I think this might be a DNF for now, like shelving it, but I do want to come back to it. And The Lock-In as well, I'm not vibing with it. I don't care to read it at the minute. I tried reading it again yesterday. I'm like 150 pages into The Lock-In, 110 pages in, so I was close. And I'm just not feeling it, maybe because it was so broken up with having read Malibu Rising in between. But I don't want to hit a slump, and I feel like that's where I'm heading. So yesterday I was like, let's just switch up completely. So I tried reading, I read 10 pages of Docile, not feeling this one either. So yesterday evening, literally half an hour before I went to bed, I just decided to have a little browse on Scribd, because obviously I do have a Scribd prompt available to me during this month from my TBR game. And I found a book, an audiobook, because I'm like, maybe it's just because I don't want to read physically. So I was like, let's see what audiobooks are available. So I had a look on Scribd, and this one sounded really interesting, called Everybody in This Room Will Someday Be Dead. And the title just grasped me instantly, by Emily Austin. I don't really know what it's about. I'm about 2 hours in. I'm listening to it on 1.8 times speed, and I've been listening to it while doing some work today. And this is what kind of like the cover looks like. And it's basically about our main character, Gilda, who constantly thinks about death. I know, it sounds really weird, doesn't it? And she's constantly in A&E or ER in America, going back and forth. The doctors know her by now because I can't remember what it's called, but there's like a condition where you just constantly think something's wrong with you and you think the worst. She has that sort of kind of like sensation, like she constantly thinks she has panic attacks, but she constantly thinks they're like heart attacks and all that sort of stuff. So she's just been let go. As far as I'm aware, I'm like 2 hours in. As far as I'm aware, she's been let go of her job at the bookstore, and she randomly comes across a job available at the church, even though she's a lesbian and she's atheist. So she decides to take this receptionist job at a church, and she has to try and like disguise her true identity. That's kind of where I'm at with the story. But the blurb actually says, meet Gilda. She cannot stop thinking about death. Desperate for relief from her anxious mind and alienated from her family, she responds to a flyer for free therapy at a local church and finds herself abruptly hired to replace the deceased receptionist Grace. It's not the most obvious job. She's queer and atheist for starters, and so in between trying to learn maths, hiding her new maybe girlfriend, and conducting an amateur investigation into Grace's death, Gilda must avoid revealing the truth of her mortifying existence. It sounded interesting, so I picked it up, and I am actually quite enjoying it, and it's nice listening to an audiobook when I'm doing other things rather than like thinking that when I sit down I have to read, if that makes sense. So that's where I'm currently at, with 9 days left of the month. I am still hoping that I can finish the lock-in and finish Ace of Spades, but I think Ace of Spades will definitely be like take the bookmark out and restart it, because it's been so long, about a week and a half since I last picked this one up. So I think with only being 50 pages in, it's better to just like restart that one. Whether I will get to this one now or not, the goal for this week was to finish the lock-in and Ace of Spades, but I just don't want to put myself through the pain of finishing those two books when I just know I'm not feeling them. So we're just going to take it easy and see what happens. But I am glad to have finished Malibu Rising, like I said, and yeah, enjoying this weird and wacky audiobook I found on Scribd. That's where I'm at. I will keep you posted. But so far, so good in the month, I guess. I'm, 4 books down now? I'm pretty proud of that. It's good going. Like, I'm not gonna, I'm rambling. I'll leave, I'll go. Hi guys, happy Monday. It is Monday the 27th of September, which means this week my Magical Hobbython officially starts, which is so exciting. But reading update wise, nothing. I haven't read a single thing since I last updated you. I haven't read anything since I finished Malibu Rising. I'm still in the middle of that audiobook. Everyone in this room will someday be dead, but whether I'll finish it or not, I don't know, because I feel like I just put that audiobook on as kind of like a means to read, even though I didn't really want to read, so I don't really know how that's going to happen. Yeah, I'm just in a slump, but I am excited to read my October TBR for my Magical Hobbython, so I just feel like because I'm so excited for that TBR, and there's 13 books on it, all those books I just want to read right now, but I can't read them until Friday. So I'm just in a bit of like a limbo of wanting to read, but not wanting to read any of the books I can read, and wanting to read books I can't yet read, if that makes sense. However, I have just got back from a lovely weekend at Chloe. If you don't know Chloe, she is Chloe from Chloe Reads Books, and I'll link her channel down below, but she is the sweetest, and I spent a whole weekend up at her house, and it was so lovely. I did go into a charity shop full of books. I've never had such a successful charity shop trip, so I just wanted to show you the books I did pick up. They do already feature in Chloe's weekly reading vlog, which I'll also link down below, because she is the queen of weekly vlogs. She has been consistent now for like a year, which is incredible. But the first book I got was A Spark of Light by Jodie P. I don't know how to pronounce her surname. I always get it wrong. I want to say Bacote, but I know it's not. But this book basically follows a shooting at an abortion clinic, and they're all held hostage. But the story is told from the shooting, like in the first page, and then it travels back in time from before the shooting happened, I believe. I've been intrigued to read this since it came out. I think it came out in like 2018. 2018. So I've been intrigued to read this ever since. I just never had like the push to get it. So when I saw it in a charity shop, and this charity shop was buy 3 and get 1 free. However, Chloe took my free book because I couldn't find 4 books, but I did find 3. So they were only like £4 altogether, and I haven't bought that many books for that little price in ages. So glad to have this one on my TBR. Hopefully I can read it soon. The next one I picked up was 9 Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty, I think. I heard a lot of people talk about this book when it first came out, but then kind of not since. But I'm still intrigued to read it. I wasn't ever going to read this if it hadn't been picked up at a charity shop, but it does sound intriguing because the back says 1 luxury retreat in the middle of nowhere, 10 days in which no one can leave, 9 strangers seeking perfection, each discovering the perfect lie. So I'm just intrigued to kind of see what this is, really, more than anything. Not my typical genre, but it was going for cheap, so I kind of picked it up. But the book that made me pick up any books to start off with was Queenie by Candice Carty-Williams. Yeah, Candice Carty-Williams. This edition is actually really well looked after. There's a bit of a crack in the spine, but not too much that I'm fussed on. And this is the first book I picked up, and I'm actually really excited to read this one. And yeah, that is my little Chloe charity shop book haul, and obviously I am including book hauls in these sorts of wrap-ups now, so I thought I'd just come on quickly and tell you what I've picked up. They're not going to be read anytime soon, but I'm excited to get to them when I get a chance. Maybe in November or December, perhaps, or maybe in 2022. Who knows? But that's all I kind of have to update on. I hate that I'm in another slump, but I'm also just kind of hoping that it's not actually a slump and it's just the fact that there's nothing I want to read right now. But as soon as Friday rolls around and I do my live reading sprints for the Magical Copathon and I get into my October TBR, I'll just want to read so much. So that's what I'm hoping on. I will maybe come in with another update if I do decide to read a book from Monday to Thursday this week before October is here, which is mental to say. But if not, I'll just come in and wrap up this vlog when it gets to the end of the month. So yeah, I will see you in the next clip, which most likely will be the last clip of this vlog. Hi guys, it's now the 29th of September, so tomorrow is the final day of September. And you know what? I just want it to be over because I want my readathon to start. I'm so excited for it. But I did manage to finish another book, and that was The Second Chance Road Trip for Christmas by Jackie Lu. If you've been following me for a while, you know I read a Jackie Lu book called The Match Made for Thanksgiving back in May for the Do Your Thingathon readathon hosted by Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction. And I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars, and it's actually kind of a novella companion series with 4 books following different siblings of the Wong family. So I read the second one just to kind of get back into reading, kind of trying to prevent a slump, and I binged the 130-page steamy novella in one evening, so it's definitely the way to go. And I did enjoy it. I gave it a 3 stars. I enjoyed it less than the Thanksgiving one. I feel like I just connected more to Nick and Lily in the first book compared to... I read it 2 days ago and I cannot remember the characters' names, which is saying something, but I definitely just didn't enjoy it as much. It was cute, it was fun, it was nice to just get a book under my belt, and I know that's not the purpose of reading, but I wanted to read something without feeling like it was stressful to read, that I had to spend loads of time on it. I just wanted something to cozy on up with, read in one sitting, and just kind of be like, yeah, content about it. And that's what this book gave me. So I enjoyed it for that reason. I don't think I'd recommend it. It's basically about 2 people who live in Toronto and they have to go back to Mosquito Bay for Christmas, and their exes, they were high school sweethearts, but they broke up. They went different ways because they wanted to do different things at uni. They went to different unis and stuff, so they just kind of drifted apart naturally. And then years and years later, they both live in Toronto, and their parents kind of both live in the same small town they grew up with. And the female protagonist needs a lift back home for Christmas, and he is driving. So they get in the car together and a snowstorm hits and they have to go to a motel because they can't drive safely home, so they have to stop off at a motel, and things happen, as you kind of guess from a steamy romance novella. But it's like 130 pages, so there was no character development, there was no like major plot like arc either at all. It's just a very mediocre 3 stars, but I enjoyed it. I wouldn't go out and recommend this series for you, but if you are looking for something that you can just binge in a sitting, that you're not kind of wanting much from, you just want to read something, this might be a good bet. But I'm not sure where else you can get it apart from Scribd, so I do read them on Scribd. So that's where I'm at. And then yesterday I decided I wanted a total switch up, so I started The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Tewent. Probably butchering the surname, I don't even know if that name's actually right. And I'm enjoying it, but it's a 530-page book. I'm 50 pages in, and I'm one of those people who can't carry books over to new months, especially when I'm hosting my own readathon and trying to read 13 books next month. Thinking back, it was a really stupid idea to start a brand new book that was 500 pages 3 days before the end of the month. But what it has given me is an insight into what this book actually entails, because I've been intrigued by it in the past, but just I feel like it's quite intimidating to me because it's not my typical genre and it is quite a hefty book. So now I've read the first 50 pages and I know that I enjoy the writing and I am actually intrigued by the storyline. What I can do is go out and buy the physical copy and read it at a later date, because there's no way I'm going to be finishing this book by the end of tomorrow. I could at a push, and I do want to continue reading it, so there's a chance that I could, but I just don't want to put that pressure on myself. It's stressful enough as it is, and obviously I am reading so much next month that I'm just a bit like, why put my pressure on myself 2 days before the end of the month? Because obviously we have today and then tomorrow and then October is here and it's my magical hopathon. So I'm just like, a 560 page book in 2 days and I've only read 50 pages of it. It could be a DNF or a put aside for the time being type of book, but that's where I'm at. But I'm also in that kind of reading mood where I want to read, but the last thing I do is pick up a book. I am getting out of my slump. It's been a very short slump, thankfully. But yeah, I'm in that mood. I'll stop talking because I realise this vlog's about 40 minutes already. So I will, the next clip, obviously because the end of the month is tomorrow, the next clip will be a wrap up of this vlog, I promise. Okay, I'll go now. Do you ever get bored of me sat in the same place? Hopefully not, but it is now the last day of the month and I will wrap up this vlog in a quick second. But Chloe was very cheeky and said that she was sending me something. I'm pretty sure I know what it is because when I was with her this weekend, if you didn't know, I did spend a weekend with Chloe. It was absolutely lovely. She has a whole vlog. I'll link that vlog down below. So I have a feeling I know what this is. Unless this, I'm pretty sure, what, multiple? One book? Two? Chloe, I'm pretty sure that if this isn't Chloe, then I'm sorry to whoever this is. But yeah, it's Chloe. Oh, bless. She says, thank you for coming to stay. I had a lovely time. I had a lovely time too. You're so cute. Bless you. I have a feeling what one book is. I don't know what the other book is. So I have a feeling this one is the Sad Ghost Club graphic novel because she said she wanted to read it and then get rid of it, and I was interested in also reading it. So yeah, she got me the graphic novel, or she didn't get me, she passed her copy on to me. The Sad Ghost Club by Liz Meddings. It's just like a cute graphic novel. I could even read this for my magical hopathon for animation class in Animal Kingdom, to read a graphic novel or manga if I'm feeling up for it. This just looks really cute. I actually have no idea what it's about. This is not a sad story, though it begins with a struggle and anxious swirling thoughts, but sometimes even the worst days can surprise you. Join the Sad Ghost Club and find your kindred spirits. You're not alone. This sounds really sweet, so yeah, excited to read it. And it's ghost, spooky. Possibly I might try and fit it into my magical hopathon TBR, but we shall see. But thank you so much, Chloe. You are a gem. I love you. So that's one, but I have no idea what this one is. It's clearly a book. Bless you. I was staring at this on her bookcase as well. She has recently read it and passed on her copy to me. I don't know what this one's about either, but I've seen good things on BookTube and stuff about it, and she got this gifted to her from a publisher, I believe. Feisty, funny and fierce, this book features an unlikable female character, intersexual feminism, and girls plotting the end of patriarchy, kissing and lots of kissing. So this could be a cute YA. Chloe, I love you. You didn't have to send me 2 books. I was kind of expecting this when you said you were sending me something, but this one, bless your little heart. I love you so much. Thank you for these. I'm excited to read them. But yeah, 2 books. So that means I've hauled 4 books this month. Leandra got me, no, more than 4 books. I've hauled like 7 books this month. Leandra got me Road Trip by Beth O'Leary as a gift for hosting the Magic Hopathon. My heart. Chloe obviously just gifted me The Sad Ghost Club and Not Here to Be Liked. I then got my pre-order of We Are Not Broken by George M. Johnson, and then when I was with Chloe, I picked up 9 Perfect Strangers, Queenie, and A Spark of Joy. So those are all the books I've hauled this month. However, to wrap up the reading side of September, I'm quickly going to run through some stats, what I DNF'd, what I actually managed to read, what the ratings were, and the amount of pages and books I've read. So I've read a total of 5 books this month, which spans across 1,584 pages. 87 pages. The first book I read this month was A For Aunties, which was my book club pick for the month, and a live show actually tonight. Not that you're seeing this, but it will be up on my channel if you want to go back and watch it, with Chloe. We love Chloe on this channel, and I gave this one a 3 stars, a 3.5 stars. I've got it all to the side of me. So I also read The Beach Cafe this month, which is hands down my favourite book of the month. I absolutely adored this book. I gave it a 4.5 stars. I then read The Dating Dare by JC Lee, and I gave this one a 3 stars. Preferred the first book in the companion series. This one was still enjoyable, but not as much as the first one. I then read Malibu Rising across 24 hours. I can't afford to go get the book. It is over there, but I have a whole vlog explaining all my thoughts and feelings about that one, but I gave it a 3 stars. And then randomly, I read a quick novella called The Second Chance Road Trip to Christmas by Jackie Lu, which I enjoyed but gave a 3 stars. So this month really wasn't that great with ratings. This one, hands down, was the best book I read, and it's probably one of my new favourite Lucy Diamond books. Really enjoyed it, but other than that, they're all very like mediocre, so not the best reading month. I'm hoping for better in October. And then the DNFs, there's quite a list. So the books I DNF'd in September. The first one was The Lock-In by Phoebe Luckhurst. I just want the physical copy of this book. I still want to give it a go. I just don't think the ebook is the right format for me to read this book. I didn't really feel invested in the story, and I got about 120 pages in that one. The next book I DNF'd was Ace of Spades. Once again, I think this is more timing rather than the book. I just wasn't really in the mood for it. I definitely felt like I got a book hangover from this book, because after that I got into a slump and I didn't really read anything. So I also DNF'd this one at 50 pages, but I would still like to come back to it. I then DNF'd the book I started yesterday, The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart, I don't know. And I am enjoying this book, but I just couldn't finish a 500-page book with 3 days left of the month. So I just decided to DNF it and come back to it another time, but I do want to come back to it. So that is also a good thing. So all these DNFs are just really the fact that I was in a slump and I want to come back to them. It's just not the right time for me to read them right now, but I do want to get to them eventually. And the last book I DNF'd was Everyone in This Room Will Die Someday. I don't even know who the author is because I got the audiobook on Scribd. And I'm only about 2 hours away from finishing the audiobook, but I thought to myself, I'm literally just listening to this to get it finished, and that is not the point of reading. That's not why I read. I don't read for statistics. I don't read to have an extra number at the end of my wrap-ups for the month. So I DNF'd it because at the beginning I really enjoyed the story, but as I got more and more into the audiobook, as I started listening to the audiobook as I was falling asleep, I got so lost. I had no clue what was really going on. But I am once again intrigued. If I got a physical copy ever one day, I do think this is a book that I would reattempt to read, even though I'm literally so close to the end. I just feel like it would still be a brand new experience because I have just not skimmed because that's when you read, but I have just like blanked out of a lot of the audiobook and I can't really remember what's going on. So those are all the books I read in September, 5 in total, none of them really being that amazing apart from The Beach Cafe by Lucy Diamond, which actually was very surprising. I didn't think I was going to love it as much. So yeah, that is my September wrap-up vlog style. I love doing these. This one I had a really fun month doing this filming vlog for you because I got to add in the books I also purchased, which is a nice new element that I'm really enjoying as part of this vlog. Yeah, that's all I have time for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up. Comment down below what you read in September, and also let me know if you're partaking in the Magical Hopathon, which will be 3 days in by the time you're seeing this, which is so exciting. I'm so excited. And subscribe to my channel to see more enthusiastic videos, especially with the Hopathon. I'll be doing weekly vlogs for that. Back to weekly vlogs. I'm so excited. And lots of other fun, bookish, non-Disney content. So make sure you subscribe so you never miss any more future content from me. And without further ado, I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.